Today we want to continue from where we stopped. Don't forget the last time we looked at solving quadratic equation using our factorization method. Now today we want to look at a real life problem. How do we use quadratic equation to solve a real life problem? And I can assure you that today is going to be an exciting time in class. So get your writing materials ready, and also I want you to invite your friends, tell them the class has started. Okay, so now you can share the video with your friends. Now let's do that. So in the next 30 seconds we begin. I think I can see only one person here. I can see Aishat Marinette. Okay, so please, you can share with your friends. Okay, Oluwatosin is here. Omo Lara, yes, I can see you. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, and as you are entering, you can always give a thumb for the class. All right, okay, so please share the video with your friends. Let them know the class have started. Okay, somebody is here again. That's Shotayo. Olamilekon is now in the class. Shotayo, inform your mates that the class have started. Okay, technically, let's wait for others. As you are entering, give a thumb for the class. Okay. So in the next 30 seconds, we should start the class. Okay, because of our time, we are going to start this session now. Okay, now I told you yesterday that we are going to be looking at a real life problem. So how do we quadratic equation to solve a real life problem? Now, you need to know about mathematics. Mathematics is everywhere. Quadratic equation is everywhere. There is always quadratic explanations to some real life problems. I told you in the first day of this class that when you throw a ball, now the trajectory of the ball has a mathematical explanation. All right, and I told you we are going to be looking at one or two questions that is being explained using quadratic equation. So let us swing into action now. And let's look at the problem we have on the board. Now look at the question. Find two numbers. Okay, find two numbers which differ by 4 and whose product is 45. Now you have to find two numbers which differ by 4 and whose product is 45. Now let's look at it line by line. Now look at the first thing we have here. We have two numbers that differ by 4. Now that means that if a number is 10, the second number is going to be what? 14. Because the difference between 10 and 14 is what? Is 4. All right. So now, in that case, since we have two numbers that differ by 4, so you start by saying, solution, you start by saying, let x represent the first number. Okay. So if x is the first number, so the second number will be, then the second number will be equals to what? X plus 4. Do you get that? So I've given you a particular case. If two numbers differ by 4 and the first number is 10, now the second number is going to be 14 because the difference between 10 and 14 is what? 4. Now the same thing also applies to this. Now, if the first number is x, now the second number is going to be what? X plus 4, not x times 4. Many students will want to write x times 4 because now if we say the two numbers 10 and 14 that I just cited, now how did I get this 14? I only had 4 to 10, all right, because we have this and 10 plus 4. That's how I arrive at this 14. So it will be wrong for me now to say 10 times 4, and that's going to be 40. So now the difference cannot be 4 again. Okay, hope you get that. So two numbers differ by 4. So if the first number is x, it means the second number is going to be x plus 4. Okay, do you get that now? So we have two numbers now, x and what? X plus 4. Now the question now is, and whose product is 45? That is, when you multiply the two numbers together, the answer is going to be what? 45. Now, these are the two numbers. When you multiply x and x plus 4 together, you have 45. Hope you get that. Okay, now let us write that mathematically. Now, x times x plus 4 gives you 45 according to the equation. All right, I hope we have good numbers now. Okay, all right. So now the two numbers are multiplying each other to have 45. Okay, so you just expand this. This x will multiply each of the terms inside the brackets. You have x times x, you have x squared. X times 4, that gives you plus 4x equals to 45. What are you seeing now? You can see we are now having quadratic equation. So you can see how we have translated this word problem into quadratic equation. All right, now, so now let us solve this quadratic equation. So you have x squared plus 4x minus 45 equals to 0. All right, once you subtract 45 from both sides. So this is what you have. Now, these are standard quadratic equations. So how do we solve this quadratic equation? Now, do you remember what we did the last time? Now, you look for the sum and product of this quadratic equation. So what is the sum and the product? Yes? Can you drop your answer in the comment section? Let me see. Maybe you still remember what we did the last time. What is the sum and what is the product? Yes? Is anybody giving me the answer? What is the sum of that quadratic equation? What is sum and what is product? Yes? Yes, I'm waiting for answers. What is sum and what is product? What is sum? Okay, I can see sum is, someone said 9 and no, I'm asking for the sum and the product. Okay, what is sum? Sum is 4 and product is 45. That is Oluwatosin. Yes. Is anybody giving me another answer? Probably maybe it's different from that. Okay, sum is 4 and we have 4 and minus 45. Okay, any other person? Yes. What is the sum of that quadratic equation? What is the sum and what is the product? Yes. Anyone? Again, before we continue. Yes. The sum and product. Yes. Victor, we have sum is 4 and product is minus 45. Okay, I can see Omolara again. Okay, good. So yes, that is the sum. I just want to be sure that we understand, we still remember what we did the last time. That's very smart of you. So the sum is the coefficient of x, and that is 4. Now the product is coefficient of x squared times minus 45. So when you use 1 times minus 45, you have minus 45. All right. So now the next thing is to look for two numbers such that when you multiply together, you have minus 45. And when you add together, you have what? You have 4. So what are the two numbers? So now, are you telling me? Yes. I think somebody dropped the answer the other time. So what are the two numbers? Now, you see, the two numbers must be factor of minus 45. All right. So why don't you think of saying, okay, maybe 4 and 5. And since you need to get negative, it's either you have 9 times minus 5 or you have minus 9 times 5. Okay, so let's see. When you use this to multiply this, you have minus 45. 9 times minus 5 is minus 45. And minus 9 times 5 is minus 45. Okay, so now which one will suit what we need it for? I think this will suit it, right? Because when you add these two numbers together, you are going to have plus 4. So that means the two numbers are 9 and minus 4. Now let us plug in this value here. So now you see the objective is to divide this 4x into two parts. All right, so that means this 4x now is going to be 9x minus 5x. That gives us 4x. All right, so we write x squared plus 9x minus 5x minus 45 minus 45 equals to 0. Okay, so now what is the next thing? Now you look for the common factor. What is common to these two terms? X is common, so you factor out x. We have x, and you divide this by x, you have x. Divide 9x by x, you are left with plus 9. All right, now look at the next pair. So what is the common factor? That is minus 5. So you have minus 5. Now, when you divide this by minus 5, you have x. Divide this by minus 5, you'll be having plus, because minus divided by minus is plus. So plus 9 equals to 0. All right, now let's look at what we have in the brackets. It's common. So you factor out x plus 9. X plus 9. So we have x plus 9. Then you can pick this, that's x minus 5 equals to 0. All right, so we'll have two numbers multiplying each other to have 0. So it's either x plus 9 equals to 0 or x minus 5 equals to 0. So now that means x equals to minus 9 or x equals to 5. Okay, so now let's come back to the question. Now the question says, find two numbers which differ by 4 and whose product is 45. Okay, so now the number, we said let the first number be what? The first number should be what? To be x. So that means we are picking x equals to 5. So that means the first number is what? First number is 5. Now, the second number is what? The second number is going to be x plus 4. So that is going to be 5 plus 4. Since you know x is 5, right? So you have what? We have 9. Now, when you look at these two numbers, when you multiply these two numbers together, you have what? 45. Now, and when you subtract these two numbers from each other, so now they differ by 4. So you have 4. Now, look at the negative part. Now, let's look at the negative part and let's see what we have. Let's see. Suppose x is minus 9. So if x is minus 9, so x equals to minus 9, which is the first number. So the second number will now be what? That's x, that's minus 9 plus 4. So that means second number equals to what? Minus 5. Okay, that's going to be minus 5. So that means the first number is minus 9, while the second number is minus 5. You can see when you multiply this and this together, you have 45. And when you subtract this from this, now let's see it. Minus 9 minus 5. That gives you what? Minus 9 plus 5. Okay, so this one is going to give you a negative 1. So you can do it the other way around. So let's do it this way. Minus 5 minus 9. So that's going to give you minus 5 plus 9. And that gives you what? 4. So that means the two numbers are 5 and 9, or minus 9 and minus 5. Okay, so that is going to be the answer to the problem. Can you see that? All right. Now we are moving down to another word problem. An interesting question. Example 2. Two numbers have a difference of 3. Okay. Okay, now you can see the problem on the board. Two numbers have a difference of 3. Two numbers have a difference of 3. Now the sum of their squares is 89. You have to find the numbers. We want to get the two numbers. Okay, so now before we solve this problem, you are just joining. Make sure you give a thumb. Make sure you like the page, and also don't forget, invite your friend. So let them know the class have started. I think we have very few number here, so make sure you invite a friend. Okay, so ensure you invite a friend. All right. Okay, so now let us continue with the class. Yes, two numbers have a difference of 3. Now if I say two numbers have a difference of 3, that is, if one is 5, the other will be what? The other will be 8, or the other will be what? Will be 2. All right. If one is 5, that means the second one is going to be 8, or the second one is going to be what? 2. So you just subtract, or you add 5 to one of the numbers. Okay, so now let us start now, and we start with this solution. You say let x represent the first number. If x is the first number, this second number is going to be what? Then the second number will be equals to x plus 3. Hope you get that. If this is the first number, the second number is going to be x plus 3, because this differ from this by what? By 3. So the difference between this is what? 3. Now look at what the question says now. The sum of their squares. You can see the word plural, squares. That is the sum of their squares. I'm going to square this number and also square this number. The sum, when I add the squares together, I will have 89. Hope you understand that. So the sum of their squares. So I have x squared plus x plus 3 squared equals to 89. That's what the question is saying. Now I want everybody to get this explanation. Now, the sum of their squares of which number? These two numbers. And the two numbers have been represented with x and what? X plus 3. So the squares, when you add the squares together, you have 89. Hope you understand that. Good. So now let us expand this. Now you have x squared plus, now this is the same thing as writing x plus 3, x plus 3 equals to 89. All right, so we can go ahead and expand this. So you have x squared. Now let's expand. X times x is going to give you x squared. You use this to multiply the two terms here. X times x is x squared. X times 3, you have plus 3x. Again, pick this second number here to multiply everything we have inside the bracket. So 3 times x, we have plus 3x. Now 3 times 3, we have plus 9 equals to 89. All right, now look at these middle terms. They are the same thing. And look at this. They are the same thing. So I can add these together. This is 1x squared. This is another 1x squared, making 2x squared. So I write 2x squared. Now let's look at the second one. This and this. This is 3x. This is another 3x. Making how many x? 6x. So plus 6x. Now you can move this one to this side, and don't forget, once it comes here, the sign changes. So I have plus 9 minus 89 equals to 0. Okay, so now we have 2x squared plus 6x. Now let us subtract. We have minus 80 equals to 0. Okay, yes. Now the next thing is to solve this quadratic equation. But look at this quadratic equation. I think there's a number that can divide through. I can divide through by 2. That will make the work easier for me. Okay, so now let us divide through by 2. So if you divide this by 2, you have x squared. Divide this by 2, you have plus 3x. Divide this by 2, you have minus 40. And divide the 0 by 2, you have 0. Okay, so I can work with this simple quadratic equation. Now, I need to get the sum and product. So the sum, product. So what is our sum and what is product? Yes, can you drop that in the comment section? What's going to be the sum and what is the product? So I want you to do that for me. What is the sum and what is the product? What is the sum? What is the product? Yes. Okay, I just need one person to get that. I move on. Yes, what is the sum and product of that quadratic equation? Yes. All right, sum is plus 3 and product is minus 40. Good, good. That's very smart of you. So sum is plus 3. Yes, plus 3. And product is minus 40. Good. Now, this is the last thing you are going to do for me. So you give me two numbers such that when I multiply together, I'm going to have minus 40, the product. When you multiply together, you have minus 40. But when I sum those numbers together, I will have plus 3. Yes, I'm waiting for your answer. So what are you going to have? So when you sum together, you have 3. When you multiply together, you have minus 40. Yes, what are the numbers? Okay, yes. All right, somebody has given an answer. So we are waiting for others. Yes, Uber has given an answer. We have 8 plus 8 and minus 5. Yes, let's wait for others. Yes, I can see Agbode. Yes, plus 8 and minus 5. Yes, is anybody giving us answer? Okay, I can see Shomide. Yes, plus 8 and minus 5. Yes, Oluwatosin. Yes, I can see your answer. Yes, we are waiting for others. Please drop your answer. Yes, I can see Ajayi. I can see Victor. Yes. Shomide. Okay. Bamidele, I can see Bamidele. Yes. Another person. Now that's good. That's good. That's good. That means we are all on point. That is very good. Okay, so we don't really have much problem in factorizing quadratic equation. Good. So we have this x squared. Now we have plus what do we have? The two numbers. So we have plus 5. No, that's minus 5x plus 8x minus 40 equals to 0. Okay, so that's what we have. Yes. Good. So now, the next thing now is to pick the first pair here. You look for the common factor. Now, the common factor is what? That's x. What can go here can also go here completely. So x is common. So when you divide x squared by x, you have x. When you divide minus 5x by x, so you have minus 5. Now let's come here. The common factor here is plus 8. We have plus 8. Now when you divide this by 8x by 8, you have x. When you divide minus 40 by 8, you have minus 5 equals to 0. Okay, so now what is common? We have x minus 5, and you are left with what? X plus 8 equals to 0. Okay. Now, so what's the next thing? What's the next thing to do? The next thing is to equate this to 0. We have x minus 5 equals to 0, or x plus 8 equals to 0. So that implies that x equals to 5 or x equals to minus 8. So these are the roots of this quadratic equation here. So now don't forget, we said let the first number be what? X, and the second number be what? X plus 3. So we now say if x equals to 5, being the first number, so what's going to be the second number? So the second number is going to be what? So second number will now be what? 5 plus 3. That's going to be x plus 3, 5 plus 3, and that's going to be 8. So the two numbers are 5 and 8. Hope you get that now. So if x equals to minus 8, if x is minus 8, you know we have two values for x now. So if x is minus 8, so what's going to be the second number? The second number is going to be this x minus 8 plus 3. So that's minus 8 plus 3. So that gives you minus 5. Okay. You will see that if you square this number here and you square this and you add together, you will have 89. You can check back. So 8 times 8, minus 8 times minus 8, that gives you 64. All right. So now you have 64 to minus 5 square. Minus 5 square is the same thing as 25. So when you add 64 and 25 together, you have 89. All right. So that means your answers are correct. So the same thing also applies to this. Good. Okay. So that is that. Now, can I give you a question that is similar to that? Are we ripe enough to take an exercise? Okay, let me drop in the comment section. If you are ripe to take an exercise, let me give you one. Or I should give you one more example before I give you your own. So drop that in the comment section. Yes. Now let me see. Are we ready for an exercise? Yes. Okay. I'm expecting a response from us. Okay. Agbede said one more. Okay. Now let me look for one more example for you. Okay. One more. Oh, somebody said, okay, Victor said he's ready. Okay, let me see if we have, okay, one more. I can see one more. Okay, so now let me give you one more. So let me give you one more before I give you an exercise. Now, a girl is 6 years younger than her brother. The product of their ages is 135. 135. Find their ages. Find their ages. Okay, so this is another example that looks like the one we just did here. Okay, a girl is 6 years younger than her brother. Now, the product of their ages is 135. We have to find their ages. Now, that is a very simple one, but let us analyze the question. Now, if I say your younger brother is 5 years younger than you, 5 years younger than you, and you are 20 years old. Now, I want you to drop in the comment section. So, how old is your brother? I said your younger brother is 5 years younger than you. 5 years younger than you, and you are 20 years old. So, what is going to be the age of your brother? Yes, I want you to drop in the comment section what is going to be the age of your brother. Okay, I can see rescott. You have 15. Yes, I can see 15. Yes, please don't follow the crowd though. 15 may not be the correct answer. Please, I want you to be sure of what they are saying. Yes, 15. I can see 15. Yes, 15 years. I think that is proper. 15 years. Okay, okay, all right, okay. It seems everybody has gotten that. You have 15 years. That is very good. Now, give yourself a round of applause. That means you are sharp enough to get my question. All right, so 15 years. 15 years. Now, look at it. How did you get that 15 years? Now, you are 20 years, and your brother is 5 years younger than you. Now, how do you get that 15? What you did was you subtracted 5 from your year. You are 20. You have to subtract 5 from 20. Okay? So now, we are going to use that knowledge now to solve this problem. Now, look at it. Now, a girl is 6 years younger than her brother. 6 years younger than our brother. You see, number one, I must know the year of that brother. Once I know the year of that brother, I'm going to subtract 6 from the age of the brother so that I will know the age of the girl. I don't know, maybe you understand what I'm trying to say. Yes, a girl is 6 years younger than our brother. Now, what is going to be the age of the girl? I will just subtract 6 from the age of the brother, and I have the age of the girl. Now, let's go on and write that mathematically. So you start by saying, let the age of the brother be what? X. So if the age of the brother is X, now if I want to know the age of the girl, then the girl's age will be what? X minus 6. Do you understand that? This is the age of the brother. Now the age of the girl is x minus 6. Okay, now let's move on. Now the question now says the product of their ages is 135. The product, that is when you multiply their ages together, you have 135. Okay, now can we do that? Let's see what we have. We have x times x minus 6. You have 135. So when you use the age of the brother times the age of the girl, when you multiply the two together, you have 135. Good. So what is the next thing? Let us open this. So you have x squared minus 6x equals to 135. All right. So you now have x squared minus 6x minus 135 equals to 0. All right, what is the next thing to do? We have to identify what? The sum and product. Yes, you have to identify sum and product. So what's going to be our product? So are you telling me what is the product? What's the product? I need you to drop the answer. Yes, the product is what? What is the product? Yes, nobody is dropping. What is the product and what is the sum? What is the product? What is the sum? Yes. Okay. Sum is 6 and product is minus 35. Yes, I can see that. Okay. Yes. Okay. Product is minus 35. Sum is 6. Good. I just want to be sure that we're on the same page. Yes, the sum is minus 6 and not 6. Coefficient of x. So don't make sure you don't make that mistake of the sign. You can see there's a negative sign here. So don't forget. Now, and the product is minus 135. Yes. Now, the next thing is to look for two numbers such that when you multiply together, you have 135 minus 135. And when you add the numbers together, you have minus 6. Now, can you give me the two numbers now? Yes. Give me the two numbers such that when you multiply together, you have minus 135 and the addition is minus 6. Yes. All right. Let's see what we have. Let me see the first person to give me the correct answer. Okay, Agbade have dropped an answer, but we are not sure maybe that's going to be the correct answer. Let's wait for others. Let's wait for others to drop their answer. Yes. Okay, I can see minus 15 plus 9. Yes, let's wait for others. Okay, I can see minus 6 and minus 135. That is Aisha. Yes. Yes. I'm waiting for others. Please make sure you drop your answer. Okay. All right. So I can see Oluwatosin here. So we have minus 35 and plus 9. Yes. Iyashuko, I'm waiting for your answer. Yes, I'm waiting for your answer. Yes, show me there. I have minus 15. Yes, plus 9. All right, rescores. That is good. Okay, it seems everybody have the correct answer. We have minus 15 and plus 9. Now look at these two numbers. Now when you use 15 to multiply this, you have minus 135. And look at this. When you add this and this together, you have minus 6. So that means these are the answers. All right. So now give yourself a round of applause because you have done a very good job. And that is what you just need to factorize this. Because if you can't do this, it will be very difficult for you to factorize. So for you getting this one, yes, you have done a very good job. So let's do that. Now let's give ourselves a round of applause. And now What we want to do now is we want to divide this minus 6x into two parts. So we are going to be making use of this. Now let us write. Let's plug in this. We have x squared minus 15x. Don't forget to put x there. Plus 9x minus 135 equals to 0. Okay, so we now have two pairs here. So this is the first pair and the second pair. So let's look for the common factor. What is common? What is common? X is common. Okay, when you divide this by x, you have x. Divide minus 15 by x, you have minus 15. Okay, now what is common here? Now you see that 9 is common. Yes, plus 9 is common. You have plus 9. When you divide this by 9, plus 9, you have x. Divide this by 9, you have minus 15 equals to 0. Okay, so what is the common factor here? That is x minus 15. X minus 15, you are left with what? X plus 9 equals to 0. All right, so two numbers are multiplying each other to have 0. So it's either x minus 15 equals to 0 or x plus 9 equals to 0. All right, so you can add 15 to both sides, or you just move this transpose minus 15. So you have x equals to 15 or x equals to minus 9. All right, so now looking at this now, we have represented the age of the brother with x. So that means the age of the brother is either 15 or minus 9. Now, in your mind, you know something is wrong with that statement. Okay, so age cannot be negative. Age is always a natural number. So you cannot have somebody that is minus 7 years old. No, it's not said. So now that means the age cannot be minus 9. So we write x is not equals to minus 9 because age is not what? Negative. So therefore, x equals to 15. So that means, and 15 what? 15 years. The brother is 15 years. That is the age of the brother. Now, so what is going to be the age of the girl? Now, is anybody telling me? So please tell me and drop your answer in the comment section. What's going to be the age of the girl? The age of the girl. Now, the brother's age. So the brother's age is 15 years. So what is going to be the girl's age? Then the girl's age will be what? So what's going to be the age of the girl? Yes, I'm expecting answer to roll in. Oh, the age of the girl. Yes, I can see that. Huba, I can see 9. Okay, Yashuku. Yes, show me the 9 years. Good. Now the age of the girl is going to be 9 years. So you are not supposed to write ordinary 9. I told you in my previous videos that unit is very, very important. So you don't just write 9. So you write 9 years. So the age of the girl is 9 years. How did you get 9 years? You can see we have represented the age of the girl with x minus 9, x minus 6, sorry. You have x minus 6. So when x is 15, so you have 15 minus 6. So 15 minus 6 is going to give you what? 9. So that means the age of the girl is going to be 9 years. So this is the answer to the problem. So the age of the brother is 15 years and the age of the girl is 9 years. All right. So I want to believe we've learned one or two things now in this class. So I want to ask you again, I will write for question. So I want to give you something to try now. Okay, so I want to believe you are ready. So now let me have that in your comment section. So let me know when you are ready. Okay, I can see that. Okay, yes, you are ready. So, okay. Okay, we have this one. The area of a rectangle is 60 centimeter square. The length is 11 centimeter more than the width. Find the width. Okay, so can you see the question? Now, the area of a rectangle is 60 centimeter square. Now, the length is 11 centimeter more than the width. So you have to find the width. Now, it's very simple. All you just need to remember is what is the formula for finding area of a rectangle? Formula for finding area of a rectangle. So once you know that, so you just incorporate this and you have your answer. All right, so let us do that within 3 minutes. Let's see what we have as our answer. All right. So if you are just joining and you have not give this class a thumb, now kindly do that. Give this class a thumb, and also if you are watching, you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so that you always be notified anytime we are online. Okay, so now let's attend to that question. Okay, by now we should have finished. Please, let's roll in our answers. Okay, I'm feeling I have to solve this problem because I'm no longer seeing any answer here. Yes, so, and the question is simple. Now let's look at it together. Let's see what we have, what I'm going to have for the solution. Okay, so now, so I need everybody to look up now. Let's see. Now, the area of a rectangle is 60 centimeters square. So they are talking about a rectangle. Rectangle is of this form. We have the length and the width, which is also the same thing as your breadth. Okay. Now, the area of this, the area here is 60 centimeters square. Now, what I need to know is the formula for finding area of a rectangle. That is length times width, or length times breadth. Okay. So now look at the information we have again. Now, the length is 11 centimeter more than the width. 11 centimeter more than the width. That is, if the width is 10, the length is going to be what? 21. Just add 11 to 10. The question says that the length is 11 centimeter more than the width. So that is, if the width is 10, the length will be 10. The length will be 10 plus 11, and that gives you 21. Hope you understand that. So now we start by saying let the width be b. So if the width is b, so that means the length now is going to be what? B plus 11. Hope you get that. Now we start by saying let the width be equals to b. So then length will be what? Length equals to b plus 11, because the length is 11 more than b. If the width is b, the length is going to be b plus 11. Hope you understand that. Now, I will now use this formula. Area of a rectangle is length times breadth, or length times width. Now, this is my length and this is my breadth. So I will now write, since area has been given in the question to be 60, so I can write length times breadth equals to 60. So let me write length times breadth now. The length is b plus 11, which is this, times the breadth, times the breadth. What is the breadth? The breadth is represented with b. Is equals to the area. What's the area? 60. Now look at this statement. I want to believe everybody understand this. Length times width is 60. This length, which is 11 meters or 11 centimeter more than the breadth or the width. Okay. So, and this is the width. Good. So now let us multiply this. Now this b is going to multiply each of the terms inside. So we have b times b, we have b squared. B times 11, we have plus 11b. Right? So you can move this one to this side by transposing. So you have minus 60 equals to 0. Hope you get that now. So the next thing now is to identify your sum and products. Okay, so now what is going to be our sum and what's going to be the product? So you do that for me. The sum is what? What is the sum and what is the product? Now do that for me and let me have that in the comment section. What is the sum and what is the product? What is the sum? What is the product? What is the sum and what is the product? Yes, I can see 11 and minus 60. Yes. Okay, good. So the sum is 11. That's the coefficient of B here. And the product is minus 60. Now, you know the next thing, we want to divide this 11B into two parts. So you look for two numbers such that when you multiply together, you have minus 60. And when you add the numbers together, you have 11. So what are the two numbers? What are the two numbers? Okay, so you get that? Yes. I'm waiting for you. The two numbers must be factor of minus 60. Yes, I'm waiting for you. What are the two numbers? Yes. Good. I can see Iyashuku. Yes, we have plus 15 and minus 4. Yes, we have minus 4 plus 15. Rescored. Yes. Agbode. Yes, I can see that. Uba, I have plus 15 minus 4. Yes, I'm waiting for others. Please make sure you didn't follow the crowd, so they may miss it. So make sure you are able to do that on your own. Yes, is anybody giving us another answer? Yes, Aisha. Yes, are you dropping an answer? So what are the two numbers? Okay, because of our time now, let's look at it together. Majority of us have plus 15 and minus 4. All right, so let's see if these two numbers are correct. Now, when you use this to multiply this, you have minus 60. Right, now let's add this and this together. You have plus 11. That means you are correct. So give yourself a round of applause. That's very good. Yes, that's very good. So now this equation turns to b squared plus 15b minus 4b minus 60 equals to 0. Okay. Now can we see that now? So we now have two pairs. Now the first pair is this, while the second one is this. So you look for the common factor. So what's going to be the common factor here? I know you know that's going to be b. B can go here, B can also go here. So you factor out B. So when you divide B squared by B, you have B. So we have B. Now divide 15B by B. What do you have? You have 15. Now let's look at this pair. Now what is the common factor here? That is minus 4. Minus 4. Remember the sign here. I told you. Yes. Minus 4. So you factor out minus 4. So when you divide minus 4B by minus 4, you have B. Now divide minus 60 by minus 4. What do you have? You have plus 15. Because minus divided by minus, that gives you plus. And 60 divided by 4 is 15. Good. So now, what is the common factor here? You have B plus 15. And you are left with this. B minus 4 equals to 0. So you have two numbers multiplying each other to have 0. So it's either B plus 15 equals to 0 or B minus 4 equals to 0. Okay, so we now have B equals to minus 15 or B equals to 4. And don't forget, B is our width. So width should be in centimeter. So that means B is either minus 15 centimeter or B equals to 4 centimeter. Are we making sense here? No, we are not making sense here. Okay, so because whenever you are taking measurements of 2 points, you cannot have a negative result. You can't have a negative, so B cannot be minus. So width is not a negative number. So width is not a negative number. That implies that B is not equals to 15. So therefore, we can conclude now that the width is what? The width is 4 centimeter. So therefore width which we represented would be equals to 4 centimeter, and the length will be equals to, length is B plus 11. So that's going to be 4 plus 11, and that gives you what? 15 centimeter. So this is the dimension of the rectangle. Can you see that? So I want everybody on this platform to give me a round of applause, because nobody was able to give me this answer before we started the solution. So give me a round of applause. So yes, you are not able to solve that for me. I'm going to give you another one, because you must get something before we leave this class. So I'm going to give you one more example. So after 2 minutes, we are going to solve it together. So I want to see the first person that's going to give us the correct answer. Now let's look at this question here. Try this. Find two numbers. Find two numbers whose difference is 5, and whose product is 266. We have done something similar to this. So now can we try this? This looks like the first question we solved today. So now let's try it. So we should do it within a few minutes. So you have limited time. Now let's quickly attend to that question. Okay, Uber have dropped an answer. Yes, let's wait for others. We have limited time. Okay, I think we have exhausted our time. So now let's solve the problem together. We don't really have much time. Now let's solve the problem together. So I can see some answer. I can see 19 and 14. I have minus 19 and 14. Yes, let us see which one is the correct answer. Now look at the question. You have to find two numbers whose difference is 5 and whose product is 266. Okay, so how do we do it? Now we have two numbers. They are differ by 5. So that means if the first number, if the first number is x, then what's going to be the second number? Then the second number will be equals to x plus 5. You get that now? So since the difference between the two numbers is what? 5. So and the product, their product is 266. So that means that when you multiply x, by x plus 5, the result is going to be 266. So that's what the statement says. Now, which product is 266? Now let us open this bracket. X times x, x squared, and x times 5x. So we have x squared plus 5x equals to 266. Can you see that? When you open this bracket, x times x, we have x squared. X times 5, we have 5x equals to 266. Now let us move this one to this side. So you have x squared plus 5x minus 266 equals to 0. Now we need two numbers such that when you multiply together, it's going to give us, okay, you write the sum first. So don't let us rush because of our time. I'm moving because of our time. So sum is plus and product minus 266. All right, so we need two numbers such that when we multiply together, you have this. And when you add together, you have this. All right, now you begin to think of 19 and 14. So 19 and 14. When you use this to multiply this, you have this. But look at it. It's either you have minus 19 times 14, or you have 19 and minus 14. So when I multiply this by this, I have this. When I multiply this by this, I have this. Okay, so Now, which one is going to suit what we need it for? Now, I want you to drop in the comment section. So, is it going to be minus 19 14 or 19 minus 14? Yes. All right. So, what's going to be the two numbers such that you multiply together, you have this, and you have together, you have this. Okay. So, let me have your answer in the comment section. I've helped you. Yes. Yes, okay, I can see minus 19 and 14. That is a Huber. Yes, another person, please. Yes, let's drop. Let's drop. Yes. Yes, show me Dave. Where is Tosin and others? Please, let's drop our answers. All right. Yes, I can see this code. We have minus 14 and 19. We have, okay, Uber have retracted the answer I gave initially. So we have 19 and minus 14. So others are not giving answer. Wow. And this is very simple. It's pretty simple. Okay. All right. Yes. Let's look at it together. Now, it's clear that when you use this to multiply this, you have minus 266. So this times this is going to give you minus 266. Once you are using a negative number to multiply a positive number, you have a negative number. All right. So now let us see which addition will give us plus 5. If I want to get a positive number, so I must have the two numbers. The positive one must be a bigger one so that I'll have a positive value. Now look at this one. If you have picked this, this will have been wrong because you have minus 19. You have a depth of 19 and you have 14. So there's no how you have plus 5. You will still be in depth of 5. So now this is going to be the correct answer. This is plus 19 minus 14. So that is going to be the correct answer. So plus 19 minus 14. So this equation turns to x squared plus 19x minus 14x minus 266 equals to 0. Now we now have two pairs here at the left hand side. What is the common factor here? X is common, so you factor out x. So when you factor out x, so divide this by x, you have x. Divide this by x, you have plus 19. Plus 19. All right. The common factor here is going to be minus 14. Minus 14. Okay, so when you divide this by minus 14, you divide minus 14x by minus 14, you have plus x, so you have 1x. Now divide minus 266 by minus 14, that gives you plus 19, okay, equals to 0. Now the common factor here is x plus 19, so you have x plus 19. So you are left with what? X minus 14 equals to 0. So two numbers are multiplying each other to have 0. So it's either x plus 19 equals to 0 or x minus 14 equals to 0. So now let's transpose this 19. You have x equals to minus 19 or x equals to 14. Okay, so it's either x is minus 19 or x equals to what? 14. So now see the two numbers. So we want to get the two numbers. Now is if the first number is x, so that means if the first number is minus 19, what's going to be the second number? So all we just need to do, the second number will just be x plus what? 5. So if x is minus 19, the second number will be this. That's going to be, so second number will be x plus 5. X is minus 19, so that's minus 19 plus 5. And that gives you what? That's minus 14. Okay? So now, the other one, if x is 14. So if x is 14, so if x equals to 14, then the other number now, so the other number, which is the second number, is going to be this, x plus 5. So that's going to be, okay, this is 14. So we have 14 plus 5, and that gives you what? 19. So these are the two numbers. So we have two pairs. It's either minus 19 and minus 14, or 14 and what? And 19. So these are the two answers. So yes, I can see that some of us got the answer. And I think there's only one person that was able to give us the two options, this and the negative part of it. All right, so I want to believe we've learned one or two things in today's class. So we are going to continue with the class this evening. Yes, I didn't have a good number of you on the platform, so please, I want you to inform your friends, and that there will be a class this evening by 8 p.m. in Nigerian time. All right, so make sure you inform someone about the class, and always remember to subscribe for those of you that have not subscribed, so that whenever I'm on here, you will be notified. All right, so now let's take note of that. Okay, so tonight is going to be an awesome time, so I want everybody to be available for the class. So thank you very much. And also, before you leave, make sure you drop where you are watching from. I want to know where we are all watching from. All right, so thank you and God bless. Bye bye.